Good morning, everyone. So, today let's start the topic secondary growth in dicot stem. Now, we already know that secondary growth means the formation of tissues with the help of lateral meristem. Now, what is lateral meristem then? That means meristematic tissue we already know, that is the tissues which have the capacity for active division. They constantly divide and normally they are always present in the apical portion and they are responsible for the growth of the longitudinal growth of the plant. Now, again, these meristems are sometimes present in the lateral positions for which the plants can grow in thickness. Their girth is increased and that is known as the lateral meristem. And for this lateral meristem, actually secondary growth takes place in dicots. Okay. Now, the secondary growth can be of due to two types. Okay, it can be due to two types. One is vascular cambium and other is the cork cambium. Okay, now vascular cambium means these are the tissues which are developed, okay, from the lateral meristem, and they are completely responsible for the formation of the secondary xylem and secondary phloem. Now, these vascular cambium together, their functions can be subdivided into the following points. Now, first is the formation of the cambium ring. Cambium ring formation means what happened here. The cambium tissue that is present is divided into two types. One is the interfascicular cambium and other is the intrafascicular cambium. Okay. Now, in this diagram, you can see this is the epidermis and this is the pink color region is the cambium ring. Okay, now this cambium ring, it is interrupted or it is passing through the different vascular bundles. These vascular bundles, here the phloem, the green part is represented by phloem. This phloem lies towards the outer part and xylem towards the inner part. The cambium which runs through the that means the vascular bundles, those are known as the intrafascicular cambium. And some cambium which are in between the vascular bundles are known as the interfascicular cambium. Okay, so this is the whole cambium ring and it is divided into intrafascicular, present between the vascular bundles, and interfascicular, present in between the vascular bundles. Okay, now regarding the cells of the vascular cambium, normally we find two types of cells. One is the fusiform initials and other is the ray initials. The fusiform initials, these are normally elongated cells and they divide to form the secondary vascular tissue. Got it? And the ray initials, these are smaller cells and they produce the vascular rays. Vascular rays means that xylem ray, phloem ray, like that. Okay? Then how they become activated? The vascular cambiums, they become activated due to hormonal secretions, then availability of nutrients, favorable temperature, photoperiods, availability of growth stimulant. All these factors help to activate the vascular cambium, and once they are activated, their division starts. Now, the formation of vascular rays, already we have said that the ray initials helps in the formation of vascular rays. These rays are of two types, the phloem ray and the xylem ray. Phloem ray which will help in conduction of food, and xylem rays which will help in the conduction of water and minerals. Okay. Then comes the formation of the secondary phloem or bast. Now, already phloem and xylem are present, but due to the activity of cambium, they will divide and form the secondary phloem. Now, the secondary phloem is formed with the help of these fusiform initials. Okay, already we have said that they will help in formation of the secondary vascular tissue. So, the fusiform initials will divide and their outer derivatives will help in the formation of the secondary phloem. These phloem also possess sieve tube, companion cell, phloem parenchyma, phloem fibers. Okay, so their functions are also all similar to that of the primary cells. They will help in conduction, mechanical support, and so then the phloem parenchyma will store food. So all these functions are similar only. Then next is the formation of the secondary xylem. Now again the fusiform initials, those the inner derivatives of the fusiform initials will give rise to the secondary xylem. The secondary xylem consists of tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fiber. Their functions are also similar to that of the primary xylem tissues. So these are the basic things which are formed from the fusiform initials. Now after the formation of the what you said, that secondary and xylem and secondary phloem, we come across the formation of the annual rings. Now these are the also called the growth rings. That means it is the wood formed in a single year. How much wood is formed in a single year, that constitutes the annual rings. Okay, now normally what happened, the season is divided into two parts: favorable season and unfavorable season. In the favorable season, where the spring and early summer, okay, during the spring and early summer, here what happened, the growth takes place very rapidly, vascular cambium divides, and the wood form is called the spring wood or the early wood. It is thin wall, light colored. And in the unfavorable season, that is during the autumn and winter, the growth is very slow or no growth. And there what happens, actually the wood that is formed, that is called the spring wood, and it is dark colored. Okay, and these two rings alternately forms the annual rings. Now if we see to this diagram, then we will see the black color portions, these are the winter woods or autumn woods, and the light bands are the spring wood. So these two are alternately present and they indicate the rings. So by counting the annual rings, we can count or calculate the age of the plant, and this is done with the help of an instrument called increment borer. Okay, so with the help of increment borer, we can calculate the proper age of the plant. Again, the next part under vascular cambium is the sapwood and heartwood. Now sapwood is the wood that is formed. It is also known as alburnum. It is light colored wood and the functional wood. Okay, and the heartwood is also known as duramen. This is present in the central position, okay, of the wood, and it is normally dark colored. Okay, and this duramen is formed from the activity of the xylem parenchyma. These cells possess large number of biochemical byproducts, and so sometime what happened, they bulge out forming a balloon like structure, and those are known as the tyloses. Okay, and they possess different chemicals, and these cells then die, and already we know the xylem tissues are the dead cells, isn't it? So all these things are important for sapwood and heartwood. Okay, now the next part is the cork cambium. After vascular cambium, the cork cambium also has great initiative or functions regarding the secondary growth. The first is the initiation of phellogen. Phellogen is also known as the cork cambium, and this is the layer of outer tissues, okay, of meristematic cells. These are present on the outer side just below the epidermis. Okay, then activity of phellogen or cork cambium constitutes of that its division part. The activity constitutes the division of phellogen. These phellogen cells divide, and towards the outer side they form a layer that is known as the phellem, and towards the inner side, that particular layer is known as the phelloderm. So these cells will divide and form two layers, one towards the outer side phellem and towards inner side, that is phelloderm. And now phellogen, phellem and phelloderm together, these are known as the periderm. Okay, so this is the activity of the phellogen. Now again we find another type of this is another structure, that is the lenticel. These are actually large sized aerating pores. Now we know that stomata that is present in the leaves for aeration, but in stem what happened, these are large sized aerating pores which are known as the lenticels. Now these lenticels, they help in release of gases, okay, gaseous exchange they help, and during the winter time normally they remain closed down. So this is the main function of the lenticels. These are present in the cork tissues. Okay, so you have to go through all these things. These are all important. Okay, now see this diagram. Actually for your convenience I am using different colors of sketch pens. Now the outer line is the epidermis. Okay, just below the epidermis the phellem is formed. Below the phloem, phallogen is there, and phloem after that is phloderm. Now we already have said that phallogen is divided into different layers. The outer layer forms the phloem and inner layer forms the phalloderm. So this is together known as the periderm. Just next to the phallogen is the primary cortex. After primary cortex present is the primary phloem, then secondary phloem. Next, this red color portion is the vascular cambium, which is responsible for the development of the secondary tissue. Now vascular cambium divides towards the outer portion to give the fusiform cells divide, gives rise to the secondary phloem, okay, and just the inner part divides to form to the secondary xylem, and this is the inner portion, primary xylem, and within this the pith cells are there. So this is the actual whole secondary growth portion. The whatever we have studied, we can just simplify it, we can study and memorize this in this way. So these all things are very important. You go through them properly, study the books, everything whatever is provided to you, and if you still have any problem in understanding them, then please let me know.